Welcome and namaste today to our class called Pilates with Yoga with Nidra. Wow. Those three phrases for me I picked out the best of each because I believe in Pilates for the core. So we do a little bit more core front and back. And then I love our yoga and then Yoga Nidra, which is yogic sleep, which is 12 to 15 minutes of rejuvenation of your body. So I'm glad you're all here today and making the commitment to show up a couple of times a week. You know that we have to do 2 times a week of strength. So either you're in the gym or with me at least 2 times a week. So lovely to see you here today. What do I have today? I have my mat as always, and I have 2 blocks today. So one might be behind our head when we do a new turn called cattail, which is from the yin series, and frog. We also have a strap, a squishy ball, and we're going to begin our practice with this delicious ball that we all love, the myofascial release ball. So let's come to comfortable seating facing me, cross-legged, preferably if the body will allow, and find your ball that's close by and start to come into your space without the ball anywhere other than in front of you. And find your rooted position. So you can feel your even zip bones. You can feel your slight lift of your mula bandha, your anus and genitals. You can feel your belly pulling underneath the ribs. You can feel your rib cage closing and your heart lifting to sky and your shoulders shifting down your back. And you say to yourself, I am here, I am present, and I am with my practice. I am here. Not let my mind go elsewhere. And when it does, I will come back to the breath. I will come back to the breath deeply and holding. So holding on to your knees to have that ability to embrace our theme today, curiosity without judgment. It was Walt Whitman, who is one of my heroes of all times. He was a wise man, and whenever I hear or read his quotes and his literature, I'm like, he just resounds with me. And his famous quote that brought my class together was, be curious, not judgmental. Curiosity is an attitude of great and generous minds, an inclination to engage in an experience without a fixed idea of what one knows or doesn't know, a non-judgmental ear and heart of compassion. When one is curious, there is a willingness to learn, to question, to poke, to spark the new and turn inside out. The curious brain becomes lean and agile, embracing inquisitiveness, ready to have the growth of life. It is prying with purpose, which I love. It is the forerunner of discovery. Curiosity causes discomfort sometimes and puts us in contact with a tenderness, a fascination, a ping, an awe, a vulnerability to become more present in the moment, more ready to adopt and adapt to new thinking and to readiness of body, mind, and spirit. Curiosity without judgment. We're going to be inhaling, and as we inhale, we're going to take in a word, and as we exhale, we're going to let go of the other word. Take a deep inhale of curiosity all the way through your throat, up to the top of your head, and dance it. Hold it there and fill your body up. And then exhale any complacency within your life. Let it all go. Inhale deeply awareness. Curiosity and awareness. Pull it in. Hold it there and let it flow through your body. And exhale all numbing that we do by overeating, over drinking, or not watching or being present. Lastly, inhale humility and let it dance through your body. And as you exhale, let go of any arrogance that your body is holding right now. Inhale curiosity. Exhale complacency. Inhale awareness. Exhale numbing. Inhale humility. Exhale arrogance. Last round. Inhale curiosity. Let it fill your body. Exhale complacency. Inhale awareness. Exhale numbing. Inhale humility. Exhale arrogance. Pranayama, the taking in of thoughts with breath, letting go of thoughts with breath, allowing yourself to be curious without judgment. Straighten your legs just to loosen up your hips. And bring your hands behind you and just move your legs around and shake your shoulders. Shake your head and kind of do a little bit of this, kind of looking up to the sky, feeling great. And then lift your heart to sky and let your head fall back and clear your throat. 5 puffs, lift chest, lift heart. Big and full, let that head fall back. Nice, a couple more. And then close your mouth and drop your nose down and pull your shoulders and have 3 coughs. Clearing your lungs. Take a deep inhale. 5 puffs. Drop your nose. Pull down with your shoulders. 3 coughs. Last time, clearing those lungs. 5 puffs. Drop nose down, pause, shoulder blades down, 3 coughs. Come all the way up. That's from the COVID research that they did, is that taking breath in, crossing your legs and lifting back up. Taking your breath in and having those deep breaths through an extended throat and then contracting and coughing in the lungs was a very big technique that they used during COVID. So I want to introduce that to you because we don't have COVID, because we have strong lungs. Take your ball in your hand, crisscross your legs and take it to your right hip. So wherever your right hip is, take it. So if you move around on your hip, you'll feel what's called your ischium, which is the very base of the tailbone. And this muscle that we're trying to get into, or the fascia, just comes on the side. It crosses over the joint. But some of us might even feel better, depending on where you're tight, to come up on top of that and then come forward into the insertion point of the hamstring. So you might, like my hamstring right in the insertion point is super tight. So I like to cross over the joint and come back, cross over the joint. I close my eyes and I ask my belly to assist me in this beautiful rotation or back and forth from the tuberosity of the hamstring. Yes, that insertion point of the hamstring into the muscles that cross over at hip bone. Couple more. So I've got a spot now that I feel tension, and I'm going to hold that spot. And I'm just going to move around on it really fast to see if I can get the fascia, the myofascia, to release so that we can go into a little bit of a stretch for that right hip. Nice. And then I'm going to come off that. And now I'm going to come over a little bit more to my butt and turn and unhook my legs. And I'm going to turn towards my right. And I'm going to roll on my butt as I close my eyes. So that big mass goes right over to the side of the hip. And you can find spots that you go, oh, yes. So I want you to roll around. And when you feel something on the mass, I want you to stop and feel your great shoulders. The back of the shoulders are reaching in. And then I want you to put your full weight down on it and just take your kneecap and flap it. Flap really fast. Flap, keep going. Keep going really fast. Show me that. Because this, it goes, starts to juicy up when you go fast. You go juicy up. After a while, if we stay here, in fact, I used to have classes of just all myofascial release balls. So we would stay here way longer, but okay, I hear grunts in the room. I love it on the airways. Okay, turn a little bit more towards your side now and come on to your right hip. So I want you to come, there's all the muscles on your right hip insert right at the side here. So I want you to try to get into the side because this whole area there that you can feel on the side. Some of you might come down to your elbow to add more weight. Some of you will roll a little bit up and down. We're not getting into that tensor fascia lata or insertion down the leg. We're just going to stick at the hip today. And see if you can find that beautiful spot of, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And then I'm going to lie down. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I feel a little bit of arch in the spine as you lie down on it to add a little bit more weight. And then start to breathe into it, the joy of it all. Asking the connective tissue of the fascia to release before we stretch the hip. A couple more breaths here. You can be moving around or bouncing or just lie your full weight on it wherever you feel it. We're all different in our tightness. We're being so curious. The hip is saying, thank you. You're being curious of where, without judgment. That dumb hip, no judgment. And one more breath here. And then bringing your hands to the ground, pull your belly in and come back up to sitting. Take your ball away and crisscross your legs. So this hip here wants to be stretched now. So all we have to do is take both hands to the left hip and crisscross your hands. And keeping this butt towards the ground, pull your body way over towards the left side with your nose way out to the side on the left. Keep pulling and then push down with your hip on the right and then pull it wide. So we're going to go forward and back in that motion. So you pulled it down and wide, forward and back. So just move the hip, asking the muscles of the glute to stretch. This is for the gluteus medius muscle, which is the muscles minimus and medius above the glute max. And we're also getting some stretch in the glute max. And then pull the hip back, pull, and drop your nose further over to the left. And let your mouth hang open and breathe through the mouth. So pull diagonally sideways as you push your hip into the floor, stretching those lower back and hip muscles wherever you're tight. Really big, huge breaths into that area. And then take the kneecap and push it forward as far as you can. And as you push that right kneecap forward, pull the right belly backwards and turn your nose even more to the right side. And feel that breath. And pause and wait. And be curious, be in awe, have the ping of life. I love those statements. Be in awe. So many of us are complacent. We're not curious. We don't live in awe. Be in awe of the stretch you're doing. And then slowly roll up on the diagonal. Take the right hand to the outside of the knee and the left hand. So now we're just going to pull on those muscles. Just pull them across. Nice. Keep pulling. So it's the same leg. We're still working with that right hip. Nice. And the figure eight is the universal one that we need to do for all sports. So we want to train our hip and our shoulder joints, because all you kayakers out there need the figure eight strength. Keep going. Make it a little faster now, like you're a 3-year-old and you're having so much fun. Oh, yeah, we got it. 2, Come up on your sit bones and take that leg way over to the left and start to straighten. So it doesn't matter how bent or how straight, just pull it over to the left, pull. And then look to the right, pull. Beautiful. Pull the belly around one more time for that strength that you need in your rotation. And then come back to center and bend the knee into chest and bring both hands to the foot. And just, doesn't matter how bent or straight, just lift that leg up. Shoulder blades down, don't let them pop. Now squeeze that butt into floor, squeeze, squeeze. And then take your foot into your right hand and open it up. Doesn't matter how bent or straight. Now lift really tall, really tall. Pull your belly in and lift tall. Beautiful, lovely practice. And take that leg and bring it across. You might straighten the bottom leg if you choose, or keep it bent. Bring both hands to the knee and see if the butt will come to the ground on the right. Here we go. Top of spine lifts to sky. Inhale, leg comes across as we turn, pulling the kneecap on the right across to left shoulder. And then on the exhale, we drop our nose down and come back. This is called PNF stretching. We're tricking the muscle, body up, rotate, pull hip into floor, pull leg across. This is now our tensor fascia lata, which is a muscle at the side of the leg, but most of us can feel it in our butt if we push it down. And then come back to center and drop your nose, let it go. Open your mouth with a, shake your head. And one last time, head comes up, torso turns, knee comes across to shoulder, push butt hard into ground. Beautiful. Nice practice, everyone. And drop down. Open your mouth with a, shake your head. Lift your head up and take your right hand to the inside of the leg and take that leg out to the side. Wow, we're stretching in all the different ways. So bring in as much right angle as you can to your body and take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, come across and just pull. So we're going to pull to one side and pull to the other side. So the inner thigh muscle and the inner hamstrings is releasing. Beautiful. As we did the outer thigh now. So that in warm up, we want to stretch the muscles before we do strengthening. 2 more. So we prepare for healthful movements. Last one. The front of the thigh on the right is asking, please stretch me. Hand comes down, arm comes to sky. Leg bends on right. Make sure your knees are on your mat. Lift your hips up. Squeeze the butt on the right side. Hold the pose. Look under your armpit. And then as you roll down, take your arm behind you on the right. Okay, lift up. Lift. Squeeze. Squeeze the butt. Squeeze the butt. All around that hip joint, we wanted to stretch and come all the way back down. Look behind you. All the way up. Push, push. Side body stretch. Intercostals, go again. 2 more. Up. Reach, squeeze butt, and down. And last one, squeeze. And down. All right, find your strap. Bring your strap out in front of you. Wrap it around the arches of your feet. So a boat is a pose in yoga that we use often, but most people, especially if you have long legs, you know how the long-legged beauties? Well, if you have short legs today, you're the beauty, because the longer the lever, the harder it is in your back. So if you have shorter legs, but if we add the strap to it, the quadriceps don't get tired and we can get into the belly more. So drop your nose and pull back until you feel the ballast being able to lift your legs off the ground. You might have to soften your knees. Try not to jump up. Try to use your belly through the, let's try that again. Come back down. So there's a point where the ballast, some of us want to jump to get there, but there is a point where when you pull your belly button back, the lever changes and you can glide into it. Keep going slowly and then lift up into boat. So most of the time our legs are already saying, holy man, I've had enough. Well, our belly doesn't get any work in this range. So let's find the position and squeeze our shoulder blades down our back. And allow those muscles that we just strengthened and move through spaces on the right hip, release. Let's take the right heel out of the strap. How do we do? Do we fall over? Of course. And extend the leg out in front. And then turn the toe out and bring it into your groin, staying very still, and bring it back out. So you don't always have to be standing to do balance. Continue 5 of those. And it's a quadricep strengthener. If you take it to a full range, squeeze that kneecap. Nice. We feel our bellies staying quiet and strong. Nice. We have 2 more. And then that leg comes to front and we hold it out for quadricep strength and point and flex the toe. 10, 9, keep that leg up. 8, 7, good strong legs. 4, the people who hiked yesterday might not have that position. And slowly bring it back into the strap. Well, good. You didn't fall over. Good. And slowly come back in. Oh, and walk forward because your back worked there a lot. Walk all the way forward. Open up your mouth with a shake your head and pull on your strap. Pull, pull. I want to pull on your strap to get more into the lower back. So you're using this to pull yourself forward without having to, there, relaxing them. Let the arms do the work. Pull, keep pulling. Shake your head side to side. Open up your mouth and breathe through your mouth. And let your lips hang loose. And then release and slowly roll out. Take the strap away. Well done, everyone. Crisscross your legs. That left hip is saying, wow, that right hip and the right leg feels fabulous. I want to feel like you. Are we ready? Here we go. Take it on to the, I don't know. Oh, this hip feels great. Oh, you can get right up on top without pain. So you can put your legs any way that fit for you when you're doing this. Some people like longer legs. Some people like shorter. Is there any tension in this one? Are you curious compared to the other one? So I'm going to come now on the inside of the bone. So that's the hamstring muscle that inserts at the top. And then I'm going to come right up on the bone and come back down. Sometimes it's really hard to get into this insertion point at the top of the hamstring. We do a lot of mid hamstring and at the knee. This is a really good way to kind of, nice. Okay, I'm sitting on top. And today on this side, I think I'll bounce. Moving around my belly. Bouncing. Whoa, I found another spot. And then I'm going to just take my knee and flap it really fast. Flap, 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 really fast. Then I'm going to start to roll now onto my big butt, my little butt, or whatever kind of butt you have. Just roll onto the juice of the butt. And I'm going to turn sideways with my legs. And I'm going to come down on my elbow to give me more depth into my hip. And I'm going to find, I found a spot. And I'm just going to move through that spot. And this time I'm going to try taking my legs off the ground and turning my body back to center. So now I'm just pushing harder on one area and back. You choose. These are all different techniques that we use depending on where you want to be. And each person's different as to how they react. You might use the knee coming up and down. That's also another good one. And then slowly start to roll right on your side. Remember that area where all these muscles of the back insert right here. So you just have to roll down your side and find that point and roll around until you feel spots for you that want to be juiced up. And then you might find that spot and then pause and decide I want more weight. So you might lie right all the way down on the ground and just move and do a little hula dance on the ground in that area. Just pulling your belly around. It's a really nice massage movement for the hip joint. on the outside. Or you might have other tension points that you want to become aware with, being curious in life, not be complacent, not being arrogant to say hip, not demanding, just aware and present. Nice. Couple more breaths here. And then bring your palms to the floor. Come back up to sitting. Take your ball away and crisscross your legs. And we're taking our hands now to the right side. We're going into our stretch of our left hip. So we're going to hold on to the right side and crisscross our arms. We're going to bring our nose as far to the outside of the right knee as you can. You're going to let your mouth hang loose and breathe through your mouth. You're going to push your hip down on the left and the kneecap wide. So those two actions. And you're going to do whatever you feel you want to do for this moment. You might stay quiet and just pull down on your hands as you breathe deeply, really big breaths into it. Feeling the release of your lower back into your hip and taking the time just to really enjoy this practice of the hip. And then keeping your nose over to the side, I'd like you to move your hip joint on the left with your belly forward and back, pulling, making that joint malleable so we don't get stuck and atrophy. So move it maybe in a figure eight or forward and back or side to side. And then pull back through that left hip. Rotate your nose a little bit further towards the right and drop your head and push your butt into the ground on the left. Push and breathe. Keep pulling on your hands and keep pushing down. So you're taking the origin where it begins and when it finishes, the insertion away from each other by your force of pushing your hip down on the left and pulling on the right. Be patient because this hip joint is super, super strong. And then slowly let go and push your kneecap forward. Push. And pull your right belly back. So it's kind of a slight rotation to give you some more force in that slight rotation for the lumbar area. Nice. Nice. Whoa. Come all the way back up. Take the left hand to the outside of the knee. Take the right hand and start just pulling now on that hip point. Or as I said, maybe drawing that figure eight or finding your way and your awe and your ping of delight and joy, of curiosity. Keep moving. Keep training that joint to do specific action. See how refined you can get with the movement. Nice. And then come across and pause. Come across, pause. Come across, pause. Straighten your leg as much as it will take. And then move your hands to the left and pull it across. Pull your belly in and try to sit right on the zip bone. Right on the zip bone. Then bend the knee and bring it back to center. Hold on with both hands and just straighten the leg out. Push the heel. Push straight out in front of you. Push, keep pushing that heel for gastroc calf muscle. Push. And then bend the knee and take it into your left hand. And bring it out to the side and look to the right and lift up right on the ischium, the zip bone. Pull it a little bit more out to the right. Keep going to your right, left, sorry. Keep going. Beautiful. And then slowly crisscross the leg. Now you might straighten the lower leg if this hip is a bit tight. I'm going to straighten the lower leg because I get a better stretch when I straighten the lower leg on the side. I'm going to lift up through the torso because both of my zip bones are on the ground. I'm going to lift up as high as I can from the back of the crown and turn and lift and pull the kneecap on the left all the way across to my right shoulder, holding that pose. And then release and dropping my nose Open your mouth with a, so the muscle thinks you're going to relax. So you can get more of a stretch. Here we go. When you do the contraction, now we're doing the pull and rotation. Pull down, pull down. And then slowly back to center. So some days we don't have enough time to look in the library, turn, and do a whole class. So this breathing warm-up that we did and this hip openers, you might need it after a big walk. And really, so you might only do 15 minutes or 20 minutes of the class. Just notate what this is called. Lift up for our last time and twist. Beautiful practice, everybody. And then hold on to the back of the knee as you come back and come over to the side and bend both knees. So now we're at the front of the thigh. Find that pose, make sure your hand is secure. Lift all the way up, fire your butt as much as you can and pull your hands away from you. That's it. And then come back down and look behind you. Continue on 10 more times doing this pose, but don't forget to squeeze your butt at the top to open your quad. Do your dance. Keep going. 4 more times. 3 more. Closing your eyes, feeling your balance. 2 more. And on the last one, hold up and fire the butt. Really squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Slowly down. So you're going to bring your head to the top of your mat so you can see me. So you're going to face in. And you're going to bring your body down onto the ground and take your squishy ball with you. And come up into Sphinx. So we've been doing a lot of sitting poses in the opposite range. But now we're going to come into Sphinx pose up on your elbows. So pause and wait for the back to actually recalibrate into this arch. Then drop your nose down and nod. And look over top of your right shoulder and lift the right hip up. So you got a nice lower back, up the neck twist. Hold the pose as you rotate. As you look to your right hip lifts. And then again, release your right hip and nod. Open your mouth and make some sounds. Yeah. And then over top of the other shoulder and lift that left hip up, pushing right hip towards ground. Twisting with extension is important to be able to do. Backing out of the driveway, keep reaching around so you can see any danger behind you. Nod your head, let go, open your mouth with a ha. We're going up one more time. You might choose to come up into a bigger expression. Some of us will stay down. Some of us might even come down. You choose. Shoulder blade down, look over top of the right. Lift the right hip up as you lift. Pull the belly on the right up and around the spine. Pull, 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 pull. Keep pulling, keep twisting. Keep feeling the strength in your twist in your lower back. So when you're out on your paddle board, you've got good lower back rotation. And then release and nod. Open your mouth with a up to the other side. Lift that left hip up now. Roll into your right. Lift the heart. Look over top of that shoulder. Shoulder blades down. Pull, pull. That's it. Beautiful. Keep rotating. Keep looking up a little higher if the body will allow. And then look down and nod and come all the way down. Palm over palm, look to your right, open up your mouth with a ah. Widen your knees and bend your knees and rock your heels side to side. Ah, make another sound, everybody. Let that body just release. And then look to the other side on the left and keep rocking the heels. Extensions are part of yoga as well as part of the Pilates series. Let's straighten the legs along the floor. Bring our hands underneath our shoulders. Look down at the mat, hands underneath shoulders. Now the elbows do not want to go away from the rib cage, so pull them in and lift up and come back down. Again, tricep work up, range of motion, continue, it's fairly fast because now we went through the motion and held it. Now we're going through endurance. How many times can we bend backwards without getting tired? Feel it come into the butt. Yes, you got it. Show up twice a week, get your strength. 4 more. At any time it's too much, take a break and come back. Be curious of how far you want to go and then go into your stretch. Last one. Nose comes into earth, hands come onto your back, your fingers are intertwined. Lift your arms as far off the back as they want to go, or hold them on the back as you rock side to side. Open your mouth with a slowly bring the arms down by your side. Again, open your mouth with a. Bring your arms right above your shoulders, straight arms. This is called swimmer. Make sure your feet are directly underneath your hips and your nose stays on the ground the whole time. Upper body swimmer, I like to do separately. I want you to engage the shoulder blades down your back, keeping the nose in the floor. Lift your arms off the floor and start to paddle the arms without swaying the hips. Pull the shoulder blades down. Keep silent in your core. Full shoulders. 20. Arms come down with a pause and listen to the heart. There's a little bit of HIIT training, elevating the pulse. When you're ready, hands under shoulders and make your way to all fours. Bring feet directly underneath hips and curl toes under, and take one arm up to sky and start swinging it through into thread the needle. Releasing the shoulders out of that beautiful pose. 4, 3, 2. And then thread the needle and bring the shoulder and head to floor and pause. Walk that other hand right underneath your shoulder. Push into your shoulder as you bring your weight to the same kneecap as the arm. And then take that leg behind you. Hold the pose. Some of you might increase it by rolling onto the crown of your head and pushing on your palm, your shoulder stretch. Others of you will enter into a balancing pose where you lift your leg right up to sky. Very nice, Cirque du Soleil people, beautiful. Keep your balance, keep pushing, feel your core reacting. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. With control, bring your knee in. With control, come up to all fours. And let's do cat-cow. Big full motion. No stuck back for us. 4 more. Feel that transparency of curiosity. Last one. Take both hands under shoulders, take the other hand up to sky and start swinging it through.
Mobility of shoulders, stretching of shoulders through motion is as important as a holding static stretch. It's a different method of training. We have to cross-train in this class for optimal health. 4, pull the chest around. 3, pull the belly around. 2, and on the last one, come all the way down to the floor. Pull your head to the floor. Now walk your hand back right underneath your shoulder to help you pivot. And then roll the weight to that same leg as the arm. If you choose, look up to sky and extend that leg behind you. Remember, this is a safe spot for you to try new things. You might even lift the leg off the ground, pointing the toe and feeling your grace. Holding that pose for 10, 9, 8, 7, beautiful. 6, feel your strength and your flexibility. 4, 3. Now, sequentially, slowly bring your knee in and pause. When you get your stabilization, come up to all fours. Curl your toes under and start your cat-cow. Beautiful posing, everyone. Good strong backs and shoulders. So now we're going to go to swimmer lower back. So come down on your belly again. Bring your nose into ground and both arms above your shoulders, straight as you can, palms facing in. Relax the neck and the shoulders. Make sure the feet are directly underneath the hips. We need to strengthen the hip joints like we walk. So this way, the flow of the hip is forward and back, just like it is when we walk. So it gives us stability. Keep your nose down. Keep your head relaxed. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Lift both feet off the ground. Now straighten the legs as much as you can. Really straighten them. And then paddle from the hips. Good strong back through range of motion. Squeeze the butt as hard as you can. 10, 9. Lift those knees off the ground if you can. 8, 7. Pause, open up your mouth with a ah. Watch your heart rate come down. Good training effect. Bring our hands underneath our shoulders now and widen your knees as you make your way back to child's pose, stacking fist over fist and pushing yourself back into your hips to allow your lower back now and hips to release after that movement that we did of strength. Listen to your body coming down. Slowly bring your hands underneath your shoulders and come to sitting. As always, you can sit with something underneath your hips, like your ball or your block. As you notice, we don't ever sit in hero's pose at the beginning of the class. Some classes, they do. Let's take our hands and just start rotating, just to release the shoulders out of all those beautiful moves. See if you can do a full rotation and back as far as you can, and then full rotation forward. So now let's make the lever longer and see if you can bring that hand all the way behind you as you follow with your eyes. So how far back can you tickle the back of the wall? Other arm. How far back? Try to rotate your body so those back fingers are tickling. Continue on. Continue on. Nice. Last 2. Got one more back from the Pilates series. Come all the way back down, taking your ball right at your chest.
So now you can see how much fun this would be. Come up to your elbows. You don't have to work hardly. And like sometimes when I'm feeling like really tired, I get on my ball like this and there's no weight in me having to hold myself up. And I just sit here and let my back go into extension without effort, right? This lovely ball. This lovely ball also helps us to get up a little bit higher to focus and concentrate on the upper back muscles that we need. We've worked lower back muscles and we've worked endurance muscles when we did the swim. Now we're working strength. So bring your arms out in the letter U shape and we're going to drop our nose to ground. So now we're relaxed in the head and the only thing that's going to contract and be held is the muscles between the wings, which are your muscles that stabilize you to hold up your chest. Here we go. Elbows and palms lift up as high as you can, straight up, and then pull them down. Don't use your neck, use those muscles between the wings. Pull. We've got 3 sets of these to work upper back and strength. Strength is defined as how much load can you lift with 1 or few repetitions. Lift elbows more, keep palms down, and pull right at the base of what's called trap 1. Trapezius is like a V from your spine. And trap 1, if activated, really helps you stand tall in life. Keeping your arms as high as you can. Bring your hands over top of your head, reach them. Bring the palms together. And then stack fist over fist and bring your forehead into the fist. Open your mouth with a, so we want maximum focus of load, right? And quiet, because all day long, we have to pull our shoulders back and down like that, rather than to slump forward. So now put your head on the ground and bring your arms out into U shape again. Palms are facing down. Keeping your neck and nose on the floor. Lift up through the shoulders. Pull. Up. Can the elbows come up any higher? And then pull the elbows down towards your waist, keeping the elbows high, palms high. Pull. So if you feel the back of the shoulder into the back today, you say, thank you, Baba. Feels so good. You worked my back. Yes, 10. Slowly, keep the arms high. Come forward with the arms above your head. Keep pulling, straighten them totally. Then bring your palms together, intertwine fingers and pause, just releasing these muscles. And then stack fist over fist and come back and bring your head onto the fist. Open your mouth with a nice practice, everyone. We always wait for the pause because we get more recuperation into load without injury by doing this. So bring our arms out into U shape again, palms facing down. Bring our forehead into the earth. Try not to use your neck at all in this exercise. Check to make sure your elbows and your fingers are in a vertical line and your elbows and your shoulder are in a horizontal line. And when you're ready for the last one, lift your arms up as high as you can, keeping the head on the ground. Head on the ground. This is really important. And then pull your wings back and down. Pull, 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 pull. A little bit more. Pull. A little bit higher with the arms. A little bit inward with the arms. This is isolating. You're not using any neck muscles here to help you. You've got all those muscles between the wings. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep the hands up as high as you can. Bring them forward, all the way forward. Stretch, stretch. Bring the palms together. Intertwine fingers. Beautiful, beautiful. And then slowly bring them into your chest and stack fist over fist, releasing those back muscles. Oh, beautiful practice, everyone, of upper back. Come up to all fours and take your ball away. I want you to focus only on upper back now. So we don't want the hips to come forward. The hips stay still in neutral spine. All that happens is I tuck my nose and I pull my wings apart and hold.
Then I don't let my belly drop. My belly stays where it is. And I start to pull my shoulder blades together and look forward without dropping my belly. Look forward. And then again, I pull them apart. It's a small motion. Pull, really pull, pull. Try not to use your hips, everybody. Try to stay just in the shoulders and then look forward and drop them both together. This is mobility, so the shoulders don't atrophy. Do 3 more times of that small isolation of the upper shoulders. Nice, everybody. Last 2. And when you're ready, make your way into downward facing dog. Walking your dog, and if dog doesn't work for you, we have a few standing poses before we come back down to the ground. We loosen up our hips, rock side to side. Child's pose might be where you want to be right now. Lift up on the toes as high as you can. Heels down, nose to chest, forehead to navel. We got 4 of those. Inhale, up on your toes, up. Use your toe joints. Heels down. Up. Oh, my ankle joints are so strong. And push. Heels down, gas drop, calf. 2 more, up, up, down. If you're in child's pose, time to come up to downward dog for our transition to standing. Very nice, everybody. Walk feet to hands and hands to feet. Hold your squat with elbows on knees to release your back. Beautiful. Squat down and look forward. Open your mouth with a ha. Then keeping hand to hand on your elbows, straighten your legs and let your arms fall forward for gravity. And just sway side to side. Pulling on all those beautiful back muscles and shoulders and hamstrings. Nice, everyone. Then bend your knees. This is called sunflower in yoga. Pull your body over to the right side and then start to come up on the right side in a big sunflower circle. And look, and armpit reaches way up. And then armpit reaches way out. And then we come down to the other side. Soft knees. Let's start from this side. Soft knees, leading with the armpit like a big sunflower coming up. Arching your spine. And then the other armpit starts to drop down. Nice. Beautiful. Come back to center, let the arms go. Just let them sway. Bend the knees, roll all the way up and face forward. Come to this side of your mat. So one side, it doesn't matter which side. Okay, so I'm gonna put this knee up. So you're gonna walk away from this knee. So wherever you're at, put the knee up. So, figure 8. Oh, I can stand and do figure 8. Wow, use the wall, please, if you want. Hup, hup, hup. Come on, work that belly, round. You ready for tree? 4. I gotta see that figure 8 bigger. 3, bigger. 2, you got it. Tree. Wherever your tree is, you go for it. That strong leg you're standing on. Arm comes down. Kneecap comes up to chest. And a very wide leg. Bend over. Rock those hips. Feels delicious. Then drop forward and straighten your legs. Wiggle the toe that you were just standing on. And then start to bend into the right kneecap. And move away from the one that you were standing on. And then wiggle the toes just to release the stability of that leg. And then bend the knees and roll up. Take that toe that was a standing leg and turn it out. Make sure the heel of that foot is in line with the arch. Square your hips and square your shoulders. Bring your hands out and spread your fingers. Take this hip and just flick it that way. Take this armpit over a glass table so you're not going to drop in your plane.
Once you get as far over as you can with 2 straight legs, you're going to look forward at me. You're going to spread your fingers. And you're going to come into your pose. You can either look up at your thumb or down at your big toe. You choose for your neck. You want to wrap the belly. So you're going to keep your torso totally quiet, but we have movement through those extremities called the arms. Lower arm comes up, other arm comes up, and we come a little further deeper. Try not to let that shoulder drop, try not to rotate, keep everything open. Torso stays still, arms move. Bring them behind you. Shoulder on upper side comes back, and you look over top of that shoulder. Beautiful practice. Eyes look down. Elbow comes and come all the way down as far as you can. Bring that arm above the head, side angle lunge it's called. And slowly make your way up. And walk your toes in. Oh, find that spirit. Let it float, that curiosity without judgment. Einstein was another guy who talked, like Walt Whitman, a lot about curiosity. Got some great quotes of his. Very nice. Up to the other side of your mat. Okay, let's do the other side before we come to the floor and then into the Yoga Nidra. Rock forward and back. We've got 2 stretches on the floor that I want to introduce you to. Bring all the weight to this foot and square the hip and start small figure 8s and hold on to the wall if the body wants to. And then I enlarge my figure 8s. I focus on my drishti on the floor. And I feel the wiggly wobbly of my feet for balance so I don't fall over. And then when I'm ready, I make my way into tree. Straightening that leg you're standing on, a powerhouse of the thigh that you're standing on. And remember, it's the leg that you're standing on needs some relief. Bring knee to chest. Step. Bend into that knee and straighten that leg. Let your head fall and open your mouth with a shake your head. Then bring your hands to the ground and just rock side to side. Gumming up through the hips, moving as fast or as slow as you want. And straightening both legs. Bending both knees and rolling all the way up. Pausing. I'm turning this toe outward. The heel of this toe is in line with the arch of the other foot. First, we square our shoulders and hips as much as we can. Spread our fingers and bring them out. We take the hip, we pull it away. We take the armpit across the glass table with the head, and we come into our pose, whatever expression is for you. You can look down at the right side or whatever side where your straight leg is. Remembering that the core is going to stay tight. This is all core stabilization here with a twist. The extremities will move, but the body stays quiet. The core stays quiet. One arm up, the other arm under. Pull, pull. Deep into it, pull, pull. With your strong legs. And then lift up, bring it behind you. Keeping your core quiet. Lift, lift. Look up over top of that shoulder. Lift. And then look down at your big toe and come into side angle. Bring your arm above your head. Beautiful practice every week. So now in life, we have choices. We have choices of plank and holding, downward dog,
child's pose, or if there's another pose that you want to do that you're curious about today without judgment, go for it. Turn your body, come into down dog to begin with, and then move from dog into your pose that you want. And if you're not in child's, make your way to child's. Open your mouth with a. Find where your hands want to be. Find where your arms want to be. Mantra, a set of words said over and over again. Our mantra today for curiosity. May I be filled with wonder. May I thirst for the new. May I be inquisitive enough to disrupt my ignorance. May I rummage for the awe, reach for the ping, and delight in others. May I be filled with wonder. May I thirst for the new. May I be inquisitive enough to disrupt my ignorance. May I rummage for the awe, reach for the ping, and delight in others. Come up to hero's pose, facing me so you can see me, and sit in hero's pose for our last one, holding our knees and pulling our hips back as you watch me. I'm going to preview these poses. Frog. My knees are directly underneath my feet and my toes are turned out. And all I do is walk my hands forward and I hold and I pull my hips apart and then just pull it back to here. Second pose, cat's tail. Watch. Oh, my block is underneath my head for sure. I lift my head. I reach my upper leg forward. I lift my other toe. I lift my head. I hold on to my toe. And I walk my leg back. I bring my head onto my block. And I try to rotate as far over to that shoulder as I can. All right, let's try frog first. Come forward. Legs are wide. Feet are directly underneath the knees. This is key. And toes are turned out. That's the key. Toes are turned out. So turn your toes out and then flex your feet. So they're like frogs. Flex them. That's it. Flex them. And then lift your belly to sky. Lift your belly as high to sky as you can and pull back through your pose, keeping your belly tight to sky. Pull back, and then pull forward. Keep your belly tight and then pull back. It's just a movement for the lower. I see the bellies are dropping. The bellies have to stay super strong the whole time. That's it. Really work through that pose. Those hip joints. 2 more. Yeah, we could use something underneath some of our knees, right? Last one. It's better on a carpet. And then bring your knees together and find your block and roll over and bring your head onto the block. Listen to me. Come to the edge of the block and you're going to very slowly turn towards me and roll. The upper leg extends forward as far as it can go. Everybody with me? The leg at the bottom side comes up and I lift my head so I can get right to my toes. So lift your head, lift your head, lift your head. And then you walk it way back. And then you bring your head onto the ground for your block. That's why it's much more comfortable on the block. And then you start looking over top of your shoulder and you start pushing that shoulder towards the ground. And you're looking towards the shoulder. Whole bunch of muscles that we usually don't get to here in a lot of poses. Keep rotating. Keep bringing that shoulder towards the ground. 3 more breaths here. Oh, that beautiful upper back twist into the quad. And then release both feet and bring both feet together. And let's turn to the other side. That upper leg starts to straighten along the floor, up, way up. Then we're behind our block. And we lift our chest to get right down to the toe. And we keep our chest lifted. Keep our chest lifted, chest up, so that you can walk the heel back. If you bring your head back down, you can't get as much of a stretch, movement. It's the lower leg that we're holding, not the upper. Lower leg. Nice. So start to roll that shoulder to ground. You can feel yourself rotating through the spine and having these deep breaths before your beautiful practice of curiosity with Yoga Nidra. Nice practice, everyone. Thank you for showing up. And then bring both knees underneath the hips, straight legs. Pause for a moment. And roll onto your back and take the block away or whatever you have. And do a bunch of bridges up and down if it feels good for you, or rock your knees side to side. What releases yourself out of the twist? May I be filled with wonder. May I thirst for the new. May I be inquisitive enough to disrupt my ignorance. And may I rummage for the awe. We are going to start the first of our Yoga Nidra on our block, and halfway through, I will ask you to take it away. So lift up your block and put it between your tailbone and your belly button on a horizontal level. Come down into that pose and straighten both legs along the floor. Some of you might like a ball behind your head. You choose. You will be here for approximately 4 minutes to release your back and your hips. A gentleman called Roy Bennett, who is a fabulous author, wrote a book called The Light in the Heart. This is my favorite quote from his book. Listen with curiosity. Speak with honesty. Act with integrity. The greatest problem with communication is we do not listen to understand. We listen to reply, not understand. When we listen with curiosity, we don't listen with the intent to reply. We listen with our whole heart and listen what's behind the words. Einstein says, I have no special talents. The only talent, I am only passionately curious. He says the important thing is not to stop ever asking questions. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mystery of eternity of life, of the marvelous structure of our reality. It is enough if one tries merely to comprehend a little of the mystery of every day. But most importantly, never lose your holy curiosity. The ability to observe without evaluating is the highest form of intelligence. The ability to observe without evaluating is the highest form of intelligence. Be aware and curious about your back right now. Feel pulling at the sacroiliac joint where the sacrum, the lower back, meets the hip, the iliac crest. All the standing, we're releasing all that pressure on that joint, sliding joint. And as slow as you can now, bend one knee and put the foot on the floor. Pausing. And then bending the other, putting the foot on the floor and pausing. Lifting up, taking your block away, and pausing as you come down. Pause and feel the energy in your kidneys, your most superficial organ that you just massaged. And then bring the right knee to chest, holding on in the left knee, and just massage that back and that kidney area. Maybe making a circle. Or maybe flexing the heels, holding on to both knees and lifting the tail on and off. Now it's time to stretch your legs along the ground. In this time that we've had so far in Yoga Nidra, you have sustained what's called alpha brain waves, which calms your brain. You've harmonized your nervous system into the parasympathetic, the rest and renew system. And psychologically, you get a deep opening of the heart and mind. When you practice being present with Yoga Nidra, you have radiant wellness. And amazing things come to you in Yoga Nidra. Sense the taste in your mouth. Sense any sounds. Any smells. Any colors behind your eyelids. The touch of the air on your skin. Listening to my words for your body scan. When your mind turns to each part, touch that part with a golden light of curiosity. There's no need to move. Simply imagine a white golden light touching that area. Begin with your left thumb, moving it around. Your index finger, your third finger, your fourth finger, your baby finger, your palm, your wrist, your forearm, your elbow, and your shoulder.
The whole left arm and hand is touched by golden light. And then move to your right thumb, index, third, fourth, pinky, palm, wrist, forearm, elbow, shoulder. The right side of your extremity, called the arm and wrists and hands, are being touched by golden light. Move down to your left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe, top of foot, ankle, knee, thigh, and hip. And feel that whole left side of your leg and foot being touched by golden white light. Move now to the right hip, the right leg, your big toe on the right, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky, top of foot, ankle. Feel the golden white light radiating your right side. The light now comes into your lower back, your upper back. Feel the white, healing, sparkling light. Your neck, your head, your right ear, your left ear, your eyebrows, your cheeks, your nose, your lips, your jaw, your tongue, your throat, massaged with the golden white light. The deepest part of you is always listening with curiosity. Listen with curiosity. Speak with honesty. Act with integrity. The greatest problem with communication is we don't listen to understand. We listen to reply. When we listen with curiosity without judgment, we hear things. We listen. What's behind the words? My body is relaxed. My body is strong. My mind is open to be curious without judgment. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Open your mouth with a soft ah. Bring your arms above your head and stretch your toes away from your feet. Maybe do another little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle around with your hips. And bring one knee to chest, follow it with the other knee. And have a little rock side to side or circling both knees individually. Give yourself a huge pat on the back for making this class a commitment for you to your health and vitality and curiosity. Roll slowly over to your side and turn your nose to Mother Earth and pause for a moment of the balance that you have in life because of your practice of yoga. Give deep thanks for something in your life right now. Someone in your life, some place in your life. Really cherish that thankfulness. And then make your way up to sitting. Feeling our rootedness within the earth and our openness of heart, bring our hands to prayer. In honor of all of you, the curiosity in me salutes the curiosity in you, the ping in me, the I in me, and the presentness in me salutes all of you. Namaste. Thank you all for the practice and all the gifts given.